Welcome back to Crystal Clear Coaching with your host Crystal Totten, that is I. Update from yesterday, I was talking about how I had been here for 6 months in Australia, and I'd gone through all the places I've stayed in that time. I've since calculated how many. It was actually 18 different places, some for a night or two and some for 4 to 6 weeks. A lot of moving, trying to keep everything compact, the bags down, not buying too much, which has kind of gone to custard a little bit since I started working a retail job where I have to model the clothes to a degree. Anyway, they're beautiful, I love them, and it's totally worth having a second suitcase, a second large one. To be honest, I have more in friends' houses as well. I have a third little one. It's little, it doesn't really count. Anyway, and I also forgot completely that I spent 9 days down in Coolangatta, which back when I visited here with my family, it was just my mum and my dad at the time. When I was like 14 years old, I remember seeing a sign for Coolangatta, and I said out loud, "Oh, that's cool, Wangata," or something dumb like that. Anyway, my dad loved it, still brings it up frequently, and now I actually live near there, and I got to go and stay there for 9 days, so can't believe I forgot that. Anyway, not important, but the point is I have moved around a lot, and it's been very unstable in many ways, but also, weirdly, I've still been a homebody in that time. Don't know how I managed that. Obviously easier when I was house sitting or staying with friends to be a homebody, but when you're in a hostel, it's especially a bunk bed hostel, a little less homely, but you make it work. But it's really been good to get uncomfortable. I needed to do something different, and this was me being scrappy and doing something different last year. So I'm proud of myself for doing that. It's still not all sunshine and rainbows, and what I came on here, excuse me, I just had this delicious peach, and she's just talking to me. Thank you, Peach, for your service. Actually, maybe it was a nectarine. Anyway, again, not important. I came on here because I did edit and post a bunch of videos and photos of my last 6 months on Instagram yesterday, and it took me I think a solid 6 hours. I went to sleep at 2. Also, I was trying to make some music work that was copyrighted, and Instagram won't let me go over 90 seconds, and I'm not about not taking my time, so I wanted a 3.5 minute video, and anyway, so I ended up having just this elevator music in the background. and then just did a little bit of voiceovers for a bit of flavour, and put it up there, and then lots of my lovely friends commented, "Oh, you're having the best time, that's so great to see." And then I just realised, I did that thing where we only put on Instagram the highlight reel, and I worked really hard to curate that highlight reel for 6+ hours yesterday, which is why I don't edit on a frequent basis, because as much as my video turned out great, for a 24-hour cycle, and maybe me and maybe some core key friends and family going to look at it later beyond that, it's not really worth that time and energy, especially because editing on apps on your phone, it's just never that straightforward. Half the time it was just me reordering things and then trying to get the volume right on everything, because I had some singing clips that I wanted to come up but not overpower. Editing, honestly, this is why I show up here, press record, let whatever falls out of my mouth fall out of my mouth, because I want to be real. And if I try and edit it, I'll edit out the bad parts, or when I misspoke, and honestly, I don't care enough, and also it saves a lot of my time and energy by not cutting up things. I can literally record this and upload it, as long as I don't talk for too long, it all can be done like in 20 or 30 minutes. So, yay. It's actually so easy now that I know how to do it. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you can do it. Just don't tell your friends for a month. Commit to showing up every day, and you'll get used to it and consistent at it, and then you can go hard. Or you can tell your friends if you want. That was my journey. I liked not telling. You might notice that the date I joined YouTube was a very, very long time ago. It's because this is my original account. And I just thought that would show that I'm a real human being that has had a whole life up until the point that I then decided to speak into coaching on YouTube. But hopefully it doesn't confuse too many people. Anyway, don't know why I brought that up. But yeah, I just want to invite you to notice, how often are you comparing your journey to somebody's highlight reel? I know I do it frequently, but like a lot of the time it's subconscious. We don't think about the ins and outs that someone else has gone through in order to have that highlight reel, to have lived that. We don't think about the hard parts that you don't see, or you don't, unless you're not thinking through it, you don't see that there was hard parts in someone's highlight reel. Maybe they have, my brother, for instance, is really great at sharing jet ski photos, but he doesn't show necessarily all the hard work of him cleaning, maintaining his boat, all the repairs that he has to do constantly, the money it costs him to maintain, how hard he has to work to have that all happen, the getting up early to get things done, having things go wrong, the bailing when you're actually on the jet ski and, it hurts, and then being injured. And so it might look like a wonderful highlight reel. Wow, this earring's really shining in that light. Anyway, but yeah, sometimes, there's always the hard aspects too. Hopefully less of them, but I'd prefer to be open about that and remind people of that, because the past 6 months have been actually really hard in many ways, and I'm coming from a very privileged standpoint. Like, I have had shelter, I've had food and water, even if it's been a bit tight at some points, and I've had friends that have helped support me in moments I've needed, and support in many other ways, and I'm very privileged to have that, and I do not take that for granted. And also, it's just been a bit of a hard one to get to the point that I've now got a steady job that's just extended my contract, which is great. But even then, I would still love more hours. So, it's figuring out. Thus, really, do we ever really want more hours, or do we just want more income? There is that. But so some more income is definitely something I need to actually figure out, because part of my intention was coming over here was so I could earn more money faster, and at the moment I'm in a slightly better but similar state. So that's on me to change something for myself to invite in more money in order to, this stone fruit, whichever one it was, just likes to say hello. She's got something to say to the world. Anyway, so we all know, hypothetically, that Instagram and social media is a highlight reel, but we do just need those reminders sometimes, and I would prefer to show up here and make a silly face and put it out public for consumption, to laugh at me, and be real, and not have people feeling down and out just watching, and just feeling immense jealousy. It's just so jealous of me. Because I've portrayed a very curated segment of my life. Yeah. Boring, anyway. I want the grit, I want the dirty. I want the Celeste Barber moments. If you don't know who Celeste Barber is, go look her up on Instagram, and you're welcome. She is a hilarious Australian comedian. She parodies the realistic version of many celebrities and stars and models' Instagram influencing clips. But she does it from a place that she still loves them. And I love that. I love that energy. So she has cracked me up many a time, and yeah, I'd much prefer to show up and be a little crazy and bonkers and have people laugh and have fun in life and look a little trashy at the same time. To be honest, she always looks pretty good, if you ask me, but still, she owns the the messiness of life, I guess. So I love that. Yeah, what else was I going to talk about? Also, like, comparing yourself to anyone else just ain't really worth it, because you should only really compare yourself to a past version of yourself, or a future version of yourself, which obviously you don't know exactly how the future is going to land, but you can imagine what you'd like to happen, or what might be your trajectory in a less positive way, if you aren't to change the habits that are holding you back. If you just keep going down the path you're currently on, and you keep staying blocked from whatever you're actually wanting, likelihood is that the future version of yourself won't be that inspiring to you, but you get to choose what you're stepping into. So, yay. Yeah, isn't it better to believe that you could overcome those blocks, and that future version of yourself could be this amazing higher version of yourself that is doing the things that you really want to do and living the life that you really want to live, and thus means you get to just be aligned and do whatever it is you want to do. Just do it. You get to create that. And again, never coming from a soapbox over here. I am very much in the messiness of it. I've learned lots about how to create this stuff and the power of your mind and body and energetics and all the good stuff. And, I come on here and I openly share about my struggles, because I never want you to think that if you're not there yet, wherever there is, or even feeling like you're one step on the way there, that you're not worthy and able to look and choose to find the way to step into that future version of yourself, or just the next version that you need to be in order to get way down the path. Just take the next right step. And make sure that you're making past you proud, hopefully future you proud too, but most importantly, make present you proud. I am really good at losing my presence and getting distracted and having all the ADHD trains just churning off all the places and crossing lines and making a speedy junction, and it's bloody confusing. But take a deep breath with me and just get present. Here we are. You're looking at YouTube, or at least listening to it if you can hear me. Hi other human being on the other side, or cat or dog or whoever's listening. I don't know how you managed to play that, but good on you. You can't understand what I'm saying probably, but maybe you can, I don't know. Anyway, we are present. We make up silly stories sometimes, but we're still present. And choosing that presence in moments, that's our whole life. That's the only time we can create change is in the present moment. and it's called The Present because it's a gift. So cheesy, but it's kind of great. So I'm wanting to continually remind myself of this, and I have to do it in small moments and in all moments that I consciously think, oh, I was not present at all. Okay, can I get present immediately now? Well, usually you get present when you have that thought. You suddenly go, oh, how can I continue cultivating more presence so that becomes more of a habit? And you can notice when you're not doing the things you said you would do that are going to get you the places that you want to go. And you can look into, well, why is that? What is stopping me from doing that? What is stopping me? What would happen if I took a different action and stepped towards the thing, even if it's scary? What part of me is telling me no, that's scary? Can I hold that part's hand and pick a more capable part of me and let's go for a walk and take that step anyway? Doesn't need to be a long walk, can just be a few steps. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, remember, don't share your lowlight reels usually, so don't compare to the highlights. That's all I want to say today. Peace. Apparently I'm very millennial. I'm okay with it. I think being millennial is great. Got to see the 90s before, all the tech kind of took over, and got a taste of that flavour of life before the internet took over, and the chaos of what the internet era has become in 2026. So yay for millennials. I don't even think I'm an elder millennial. I'm just a millennial. I was born in 1989, so in February. In fact, my birthday is in just over a week, so yeah, 9th of February. If you're a younger generation watching this, I respect your generation and your thoughts and opinions, but also know, as you get older, you'll start to see what all the other older generations were telling you about, young people, to a degree, but also, millennials are very empathetic, in my humble opinion, and we will want to help you avoid our mistakes, so sometimes we might be worth listening to. Anyway, not important, but much love. And if you're older, thanks for teaching us things, and sorry if I didn't listen when I was younger, but yeah, I love and respect you too, so thank you. Alright, have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.